sat at the back, didn't care for rules, laughed a little louder than the rest of the room. I was somewhere middle, quiet, playing safe. She never looked my way, but I looked anyway. Pen behind her ear, fire in her eyes. She argued with the teacher, never compromised. And I sat there thinking what I'd never say, that the bravest thing I saw was her every day. I wrote it in my notebook, crossed it out again. Some things feel too heavy for a boy like me to say. Last bench girl, last bench girl, you never knew I was falling. Last bench girl, last bench girl. I was too quiet, you were too loud, and somehow I got lost in the crowd, trying to be someone you'd notice. Last bench girl. She had opinions like she owned the air. I started reading things she liked just to get there. Changed the way I laughed, changed the songs I played. Started losing track of who I was those days. She never asked me to, she didn't even know I was building someone new just to be close. But you can't keep pretending you're a different man, and she deserved the truth, not a copy of a plan. I wrote it in my notebook, crossed it out again. Some words stay stuck inside when courage walks away. Last bench girl, last bench girl, you never knew I was falling. Last bench girl, last bench girl. I was too quiet, you were too loud, and somehow I got lost in the crowd, trying to be someone you'd notice. Last bench girl. The last day came the way last days do, quietly, without warning, without a clue. She packed her bag, she laughed with someone else, and I stood there holding half of myself. I never said it, not a single word. Maybe some love stories aren't meant to be heard. Maybe she was fire and I was just a moth, flying close enough to burn, not close enough to touch. Now I see her name sometimes on some old phone. She's doing well, she's still out, she's still her own. And I finally know who I am again. Found myself in losing her, found my way back then. Oh, last bench girl, last bench girl, you never knew I was falling. Last bench girl, last bench girl. I was too quiet, you were too loud, but God, I'm glad I loved you from that crowd. Even if you never turned around. Last bench girl. Maybe that's enough to have loved someone that much and still find your way back to yourself.